What's up guys, Bottai Pigs for Life here, and today we're back with another episode of The Future of Hammond's Dream, Season 6 in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Man, it has been so long since we've been back here. In fact, it's been so long since I've made any videos, really, ever since my, Galapagos vlog, which, if you guys didn't check that out, go check it out because it turned out really awesome. But I am very happy to be back in Jurassic World Evolution 2. And, especially with the announcement of Jurassic World Evolution 3 coming this October, we really need to get a move on with finishing this park. So, really quickly, since it's been a while, let's take a moment to just refresh ourselves on what's been going on. So right over here, we've got the Archaeoceratops. Super cute. Super duper cute. We've got the Sinornithoides in here. Right over here, we've got our Gigantoraptors. I would have liked to get some more vibrant colors, but you know what? You get what you get, and you don't get upset. Right, guys? We've got the Electrosaurus right in here. Ooh, I love this skin. Ooh, and these all look super nice. Ooh, I especially love this skin. And then we've got a nice big herd of Bactrosaurus. So then, last episode, we went on to the next section of the park, which is themed around late Cretaceous South America. So, right here we've got an aviary for some Thanatosdracon. Some very, loud Thanatosdracons. And, of course, the big showstopper is this massive herbivore valley with two different species of sauropods. We've got Antarctosaurus right over here, and we've got Dreadnoughtus. We've also got a pretty sizable herd of Bonapartosaurus. And then right up here we have two large carnivores. We've got the Giganotosaurus, and we have got the Carnotaurus. I want to try and find my favorite skin. It's not this one. It's not that one. This is my favorite out of the five we have here. This one's my favorite. Not to mention, we also have some very unique guest sections. So, right over here we've got one, and this actually spans all across this area. But what I especially love is that we've got a very good mix of not only the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World hotels, but also the Malta hotels. And what I honestly like to imagine is that the Malta hotels, since they've got this, like, big pool in the back, would be sort of like, you know, like a VIP sort of experience. So yeah, nice little way to catch up on, what happened last time. So now, like I said, with Jurassic World Evolution 3 on the horizon, we need to really get going on finishing this park. Especially since I want to do a couple more parks before we truly wrap things up. So, for this episode, we're going to continue our work backwards in the park instead of going forwards. Because what we're going to do is right over here, this is going to be our Cretaceous Africa section. So what I'm thinking is this enclosure with the letter C, this will be for Carcharodontosaurus. We'll do a large herbivore enclosure for both Ouranosaurus and Paralititan. We'll do Spinosaurus right along the coast, and this will be big enough where we can hopefully have a pair of Spinosaurus. And then we're going to do an aviary for Barbaridactylus. And so we're not going to take up the entirety of this section because I also want to do a little Jurassic Africa section. So we're going to do Tendaguru Formation with Dicraeosaurus and Kentrosaurus, and I want this exhibit to be like right here. And then over here we're going to do like Ceratosaurus, Ostafricosaurus, stuff like that. So without any further talking, let's get started. So I do need to do a little bit more planning, especially right here. I don't want this aviary to be too big. I'd say like maybe that's good. So now what I think I'll also probably do is I'll probably like reroute the tour a little bit this way. Though first, let's get some of these. This is Jurassic Park, right? Yes, okay. Cool. So now one thing I'll also do really quickly is the enclosure for the Carcharodontosaurus. What I might even do as like a little bit of a temporary solution to keep the terrain at a certain point, what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna do that. And I wonder if I could actually even use this as like the fence, maybe. I actually like that idea. Hang on. So now, just like I did with, this, I will also use the, shorter multi-wall pieces. I promise I know how to play the game. Yeah, so we'll use the shorter multi-wall pieces. So now, if we do that, it all stays right there. Beautiful. And then, we can dot some of these around. Let's do one there. Let's do one there. And yeah, we can also do remote viewing galleries. So now let's really quickly rework this tour. Okay, that looks good. Right here. And then we can do one of those. And then, ooh, we can even, like that, people aren't just walking onto the tour track. Boom, that looks great. Okay, so now what I think we should do, actually no, let's do, okay, I know what to do. Let's do the enclosures first. Okay, perfect. So then, obviously, we take the invisible fence, we do that, and we just put a bunch of rocks there. Alright guys, so as we are placing down each and every one of these rocks, I just want to quickly tell you guys that this year we're trying to reach 175 subscribers before the end of 2025. So, if you're enjoying this video so far, then please make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel to see some more videos just like this one. Not only is it helping me reach my goal, but it'll also help the YouTube algorithm by showing you guys more videos that you might like. And as always, by taking the time out of your day to sit down and watch this video, you guys are already showing me a tremendous amount of support. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Alright guys, I have finally finished placing all of these rocks. I didn't even get to this part yet, which I'm gonna have to do. But for now, let's worry about one thing at a time. And what I'm worried about is last little bit, just adding the rock brush. That looks pretty good. So now, I think all that's left is to add the dinosaurs. So here's what I was actually thinking about doing. I was thinking about adding a very, very small little base of operation. I just want it to be 2 hatcheries, and I want it to be response facility. There. That looks perfect. So now, all that is left is to add the dinosaurs. So I'm thinking for Paralititan, let's start with, let's start with like, maybe 6 batches. Alright, let's release the Paralititans. Very nice. Ooh, these are pretty cool skins. They're coincidentally the exact same one. And then I think for the other ones, let's just airlift them into the enclosures. So now what I want to do is I want to do the little swamp method where we get the path. Very nice. So what do these guys need? They need forest. They need tall leaf. And they need some tall nut. And let's see how that is. That's perfect. You know what? Let's do one more batch. And then we'll do a bunch of Ouranosaurus. And we're going to completely randomize it. Boom. 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 I might do one with, like, just grown-ups. Perfect. And then I think that'll do it. So that's perfect, because then we can use this and add some, make this a little bit more, swampy. So now, let's release the Ouranosaurus. Beautiful. Look at this big old herd of Ouranosaurus. And I love all the different colors, I must say. And here are some more babies. Thinking about it, I think I might do one more pair of Paralititans. Okay, meanwhile, what I think we should do is let's just take a moment to connect our viewing attractions. Okay, this looks pretty good. What I could even do if I wanted to be completely honest, is ooh, we could. Does that affect these guys at all? Doesn't affect the Ouranosaurus. Doesn't affect the Paralititans, but might do a little bit of that. Yeah, no, that's actually perfect. And then right here, do another one of those. That goes all the way back here for the Carcharodontosaurus. So with that being said, let's get the Carcharodontosaurus. And meanwhile, let's also get started on the Spinosaurus. Let's airlift the Carchars. If you know, you know. And then let's start incubating the Spinos. And while those guys are incubating, we need to add some wetland. Won't do too much water, but that looks pretty good. Alright, let's see this. Alright. They need forest, which we can do all along the back. So now, like I've been doing, I would really like to make this habitat match the other habitat a little bit. So I'm going to add in some swamp foliage. Ooh, they're going to do social. Ooh, actually, it's gonna sound crazy, but what if we did another rock wall? Now, obviously, with these guys, just a rock wall isn't gonna do it. So because of that, we needed to add in a layer of fence, because, you know, they're carnivores. Alright, perfect. There's plenty of room. Alright guys, so before we add in any more prehistoric species, I think we're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to start to build up this guest section. So what I want to do is I want to sort of create this little aviary for the Barbaridactylus, and then while I'm at it, I might also reroute the tour a little bit. So yeah, let's get right to it. Alright guys, as we are building up this guest section, I wanted to quickly let you guys know what the plans for the channel are now that Jurassic World Evolution 3 is upon us. So, I believe I had mentioned this quite a while ago, but I said that my plan was if and when Jurassic World Evolution 3 gets announced, we are going to temporarily halt all Planet Zoo content so that we can focus on finishing up Jurassic World Evolution 2 stuff. And that's gonna be what the plan is. So from now until October, when Jurassic World Evolution 3 releases, we are going to focus solely on Jurassic World Evolution 2, and particularly finishing up the future of Hammond's dream, because like I said earlier in this video, I've got quite a few more parks that I want to build, and especially since I mentioned that I want to build for each and every one of the species in the game. So because of that, that is going to be the plan from now until October. So initially I had planned on doing something in Planet Zoo for the 4-year anniversary of the channel, which, by the way, I cannot believe that it has already been 4 years of me creating content. But anyways, so I had planned on doing something in Planet Zoo But after some thinking, I decided that we're going to do another double Jurassic World Evolution 2 upload. So basically how that is going to work is much like we did last year. On the day of the anniversary of the channel, which is July 26th, I am essentially going to upload not one, but 2 Jurassic World Evolution 2 videos in the same day. So that brings me to another thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and that is my summer upload schedule. So this summer is quite a little bit different from last summer because I will be heading off to college in the fall. So because of that, I'm probably gonna have to upload bi-weekly, though I will make an effort to try and upload every week. Just expect to see a video every 2 weeks, and if I can make a video happen every week, then I will certainly do that. Alright guys, so far I have a pretty basic plan of what I'm gonna do. So, like I had mentioned, I do want to sneak in a Tendaguru section. So, what's gonna happen is this is gonna be for Ceratosaurus, this is gonna be for Ossifracosaurus, and then this is gonna be for Dicraeosaurus and Kentrosaurus. What I might even do is I might shave a little bit of this off, so that way we can make a Barbaridactylus enclosure, because I also want to include that. So maybe like I'll do something like, I don't know, this, put it like right there. Yeah, yeah, that looks pretty good, right? Like that. I'll probably reroute the tour to go this way. Plenty of room for the Dicraeosaurus and Kentrosaurus. In fact, I could probably even shave a little bit more off. Like right there. Right like that. Perfect! So now it's time to do what we've all been waiting for. And that is add in some Barbaridactylus. I know, very anticlimactic. Don't worry. We'll get to the Spinos eventually. I'm thinking we'll do 2 batches of Barbaridactylus. And what do these guys like again? Sand, open space, fish. So now, let's release the Barbaridactylus. Absolutely beautiful, but so loud. Oh yeah, they need sand too. Yeah, we could do that. And then let's release the other ones. Looking nice. Ooh, I do hope that in Jurassic World Evolution 3, if they add in Barbaridactylus, I do hope that they add in the male model that has the, like, you know, the actually, like, well-known head crest. I think that'd be cool. Alright, so these guys seem to be doing good. We're gonna keep it at just 10, by the looks of it. And then let's add in a little bit of trees. And I feel like what's great is that since they don't require any trees for their habitat, we can just add in, like, you know, some of this, like some of the other foliage options. Nice. I like that. And they also seem to like it. Cool. Okay. I'm thinking right here we can add in one of those. Alright, that's enough planning ahead for one day. Let's add the Spinos. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, these both look very nice. Okay, that's perfect, actually. Do they have the helmet tray? They do. Okay, yeah, they just need a lot of space. That looks very nice. Very nice indeed. Alright guys, so as the sun shines over Jurassic Park Malta, now that all of our prehistoric species from the Chem beds are in their designated enclosures, now all we have left to do is spice up this guest section. So, much like with some of our other guest sections, there aren't really too many areas where we can add decorations, but there are a couple places here and there that I think would look good with a fountain or two. So, let's get to building. Okay, so one last thing that I didn't have time to mention in the last big time-lapse section is that one thing that I've been thinking about doing is that rather than starting Jurassic World Evolution 3 content right when the game comes out, I was thinking about waiting until the Steam Christmas sale in December before getting Jurassic World Evolution 3, so that way hopefully I can get the game when it's a little bit cheaper, and then that gives me the perfect window from mid-October to December, so that way I can finish up Conservation Carnival, as well as work on the anniversary special for Planet Zoo, because that's one thing that I definitely want to do this year is finish up Conservation Carnival, because believe it or not, we have been working on that zoo for over 2 years, and I really want to get that zoo finished, so that way I can move on to another Planet Zoo series. So that's enough about the future of the channel. Now, let's talk about what's going on right here, right now. So, I did struggle a little bit with what decorations I wanted to use and where they would best fit. And what was especially a huge pain was the little mini terraces that caused the terrain to be very slightly uneven, which resulted in so many terrain constraints, especially for all the fountains and the picnic tables and all of the other decorations with a terrain-sensitive hitbox. So, yeah, eventually I did figure out that what I wanted to do was use a lot of the Spinosaurus decorations, such as the Spinosaurus skeleton, as well as the fountain with the Spinosaurus skull in the middle, and then I did also add in quite a couple of other fountains, as well as some little mini garden planters. And then in the little in-between slots, in between the aviary and the path and the fence to the soon-to-be Ceratosaurus enclosure, I just decided to add in some rocks and some trees, you know, so that way it wouldn't just be a concrete jungle. And also, mainly because I just ran out of ideas on what to put there. Alright guys, so here is the fully completed guest section with all of the decorations that I put down, as well as of course all of the guest facilities. And also one thing I did off camera is I configured each and every one of the amenities, even the attraction, which is a little cinema, where I would imagine they would play some dinosaur documentaries, maybe like Walking with Dinosaurs or something. We've also got some over here. I didn't really put too many decorations over here other than like some rocks and trees. This area over here definitely has more of the nature aspect. So again, rocks, trees, the whole shebang. But over here is definitely where we've got more decorations. We've got some planters. We've got plenty of seating areas. We got the Spinosaurus skeleton, which is right in front of the Spinosaurus enclosure itself. Lovely little mural, some fountains, more seating, more fountains, another garden, another fountain. So yeah, so overall, this guest section is very simple, but it's a good simple. So because of that, I'm going to give this a solid 8.5 chef's kisses out of 10. And so feel free to comment down below how many chef's kisses you would give this guest section. So with that all being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. So we got a lot done in this video. We made some amazing progress on Jurassic Park Malta. We started by adding in this nice little herbivore valley. Definitely a pattern you can see in the park. We've got Herbivore Valley here, got Herbivore Valley there, and pretty soon we're gonna have another Herbivore Valley. But anyways, so right over here, we've got some Paralititans. Ooh, I love this skin. This is a very nice skin. As well as a big old herd of Ouranosaurus. We also have pterosaurs, and by pterosaurs I mean a pterosaur. We have the Barbaridactylus, not the Piscivorbeater, the Barbaridactylus. We also have some of the largest carnivores to ever live. We've got the Carcharodontosaurus right over here. And we've got the star of the show, the Spinosaurus. And then not to mention, we've got this absolutely amazing guest section. Simple guest section, but amazing nonetheless. We've got several hotels that give a stunning view of the Mediterranean. And of course, we've got the VIP hotel right back here. And then we've also got plenty of natural scenery, lots of trees, lots of rocks. Perfect balance between man-made structures and nature. So, here's the plan for next episode. Next episode, what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to add in some of the Tendaguru dinosaurs. So right over here is going to be for Ceratosaurus. We're going to do Ossifracosaurus right here. And then we're going to do a herd of Kentrosaurus and Dicraeosaurus right in here. And so then what I'm also thinking we're going to do is we are going to do a very rough skeleton of what I want this next area to be. We're not going to be adding any amenities. We're not going to be adding any dinosaurs or prehistoric reptiles. It's just going to be paths. It's going to be fences. And it's going to be lagoons, because I've got 2 lagoon species I've got in mind over here, and that is Kronosaurus and Eromangosaurus, which is what we're using Edinburghosaurus as. On top of that, some of the other dinosaurs I want to put here include Muttaburrasaurus. We'll go right here. I also want to do Australovenator. And I also want to do the Kayenta formation for Dilophosaurus, Kayenta Venator, Scelidosaurus, and Segisaurus. So, with that all being said, that is gonna wrap up today's video. Really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If so, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see some more Planet Zoo and Jurassic World Evolution 2 content. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.